Friends, I thought I would do a short video this morning just about weight loss and kind of the journey I've been on. And I don't know if anybody's watched my channel over the last 6 months. I will say this: back in June, I weighed about 315 pounds. And I went to my doctor, and he told me, Tony, are you eating right? Are you exercising enough? And are you getting out and walking enough? And I said, well, I'm walking my dog. It's very hot. It's hot here in the South. It's so hot I can't hardly, just finding time to walk at the right times. He said, well, have you tried swimming? And so I thought, well, yeah, I used to be a strong swimmer. I'll go ahead and try it again. So I did start swimming. But the number one thing I've done, 315 in June, I weighed 265.2 this morning. So do the math. I don't know what that is. Was it 50 pounds, something like that? And what have I done? Let me tell you what's worked for me. So I did start swimming for about 2 months. I swam a lot, and I definitely cut back on my carbs as much as I could. I was still eating pastas and breads and stuff like that, rice, and but over time I found these doctors online and started watching them. I'd sort of come across them before. The guys that promote the carnivore and the keto type diets. And one of them was Ken Berry. Here's his YouTube channel. I highly recommend going there. Now, he's a guy that's like pretty hardcore against eating any plants. He has a thing called the Proper Human Diet. It's interesting. I like his approach. I like the fact he's a Tennessee doctor who treats diabetes. And at one point, my A1C was 8.4, I think. Now it is 5.7, so that's great. I'm back down to what you call the border of pre-diabetic. Pretty soon I think I'll fall down below where I'm not even pre-diabetic. The other guy is Berg, this guy here. I've watched him. Now, Eric is not totally against eating plants, and neither is this other guy. This one video right here, this is not his site. Here's his actual Dr. Pradip Jamnadas. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But this video that was on daily motivation, I highly recommend you go check this out. It's called, it's very important that you try this, Insane Benefits. This is 10 minutes, a 10-minute video that might totally change your idea about how to eat. And so what I've done, I've not gone as far as Ken Berry and be a carnivore. I'm not exactly following Eric Berg. I'm not exactly following Dr. Pradip Jamnadas. But I am doing sort of a hybrid of all that, and man, is it working great for me. And so what I'm doing, I'm eating almost all meat and eggs, and I am eating butter. I'm not eating like lard or anything, but butter and beef and chicken and fish and pork. I'm eating all that. I'm eating as much of it as I feel like eating, and then I'm eating low-carb vegetables. And that's it. So the low-carb vegetables I eat, I'll go ahead and lay them out for you. It's like cauliflower and broccoli and asparagus and green beans and squash and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. You think, what else do I eat? I eat mushrooms, peppers. So that's like 9 things, and that's pretty much all that I eat from a vegetable point of view. But I get plenty of that. I probably eat about half of the low-carb plants and about half meat now. And I don't shy away from butter. And I don't shy away from cooking sometimes with bacon grease, leftover bacon grease. Matter of fact, the number one thing that has kept me from wanting to eat candy and sugars and stuff like it sounds crazy, but when you got like a sweet tooth craving or something like that, eat bacon or something. It's crazy how something salty and fatty like that kind of negates that desire that I have for sweets. It's crazy. I don't know why that would be true, but it is. I still do drink diet drinks. That has not bothered me one bit. I don't drink anything with sugar in it. So I've cut all sugar out. Here are the things that are off the boards. I'm eating no bread, no biscuits, no cookies, no crackers, no cakes, no pies, no ice cream, no candy of any sort. I'm eating no rice. Once in a while I might have some brown rice a little bit, but not much. I'm really eating no potatoes anymore. No sweet potatoes, even though I've got a very popular video about raising sweet potatoes. I'm not eating carrots. I am eating one piece of fruit about every couple of days, and that's usually an apple. I have eaten some bananas very rarely, but mostly I stay away from high sugar fruits. Me and Hendrix like to eat an apple about every other night. So, typical day for me is I usually skip breakfast. That's the other thing these people are going to tell you to do is don't be fooled by this breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's just another meal. And if you want to skip it and don't feel like eating in the early morning, don't do it. It's good to skip meals. So the whole intermittent fasting thing, what's the funny thing is they come up with a fancy term, intermittent fasting. My dad called it just don't stuff your face all the time. So I'm on the don't stuff your face all the time meal plan. A lot of times I'll not eat breakfast. Usually I don't. I come in at lunch. A lot of times I just fry 4 eggs and put some cheese on top and just eat that. And maybe have some Brussels sprouts with it or cook some mushrooms with it. Doesn't take long to cook that. I go to the grocery store for dinner, and a lot of times I'll buy like a steak, a really nice steak. You can get them for $8, which sounds expensive, but I might get a steak this big for $8. You know, one of these doctors will tell you eat the fatty versions. The fatty versions are good for you. I usually get the lean versions, and I make me a little sauce out of melted butter and sour cream, and I'll add fat. They say you want to have about a 50-50 fat content. Go watch some of these videos. You'll see it's fascinating. Here's what has surprised me. Here's what took me 58 years. Now I'm 59 now, but it took me 59 years. Probably took me 59 years. It took me 59 years before I finally got to what dials in and works for me, and it is eat basically zero carbs. Eat zero carbs. Eat plenty of meat that gets you satiated to the point where you don't want to eat anymore, and skip some meals. Get out and walk. Been getting out and walk. So 315 to 265. I'm hoping I can get down to about 250 in a couple months. I've not been in a hurry to do this. It's happened fairly slowly, incrementally. And there have been times I get stuck a little bit. I feel like I'm getting stuck. And then it's like the weight will stay there for, I may be 278 for 3 weeks or thereabouts. And then all of a sudden I'm 275 and then it took me, I got to 272 and I didn't think I'd ever get in the 260s. Now I'm down to 265. Hopefully, got a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. I'd like to be under 260 by then. I was in really great shape when I was about 240 pounds. I'm 59. I'm going to be 60 in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be 59. I'm sorry, I'm making myself older than I am. I'm 58 now. So I'm going to be 59 in 2 weeks. And I'm hoping I'll be around 260. I'd like to settle in somewhere between 240 and 250. That would make me able to go hike a whole lot more, get a whole lot more of the old content that I used to put when I first started the channel out. But yeah, that's what's working for me. No trick to it. Meat and eggs, and I don't drink milk, but dairy products like in the form of butter and sour cream. Ranch dressing, full fat ranch dressing is awesome. If you want to use it I use it as a sauce for vegetables and for eating meat. Dip steak into ranch dressing, or like I say, a lot of times I'll melt full on butter and mix it with sour cream. It takes a while to mix it together, but you can whip it up where it's almost like it's like a cool little sauce. I whip it up like eggs, like you're beating eggs, and it's great to dip meat and vegetables in. And I would not have thought that including fat, not avoiding it, would be the key. And I would not have thought that carbohydrates really all along were the enemy. I mean, I cut sugar out several years ago for the most part. I cut out the candy, and I cut the cakes and the pies and the ice cream, but I wasn't cutting out the bread. And looking back on it in hindsight, I was eating a lot of pizza, I was eating a lot of bread, I was eating a lot of doughy stuff. Now, the other thing I do eat nuts. Not a whole lot though, but I like to go to Aldi. Aldi is a local store around here, and they sell a mix of nuts you can get for about 10 or 11 bucks. It's a big old thing. It lasts me about 3 weeks, and in a big plastic container if I have one to show you. But it has premium nuts in it. It has the almonds and the cashews and the Brazil nuts and the macadamias and I can't remember what I was in, pecans and everything. And so I do eat those from time to time, maybe 3 times a week or something. I'll eat a small bowl of nuts. But no fruits except apples is what I've been doing. Sometimes a pear or apple, that works for me. I mean, that's maybe every other day, maybe every third day. But every day I'm eating eggs. A lot of times I'm eating bacon, not every day, but bacon, steak, chicken, fish, and those 7 or 8 vegetables that I just mentioned there, the low carb vegetables. And that's it, folks. It works. It works for me. I do highly recommend you go look at these 3 doctors, though. Watch some of their content. I like them a lot. And in particular, if there's just one video you watch, go again to Dr. Pradip Jamnadas here. This is a little compilation somebody's made on daily motivation, and it will give you another good idea of how to do what I'm doing. Now, the last thing I will say is I took probably, I started in July trying to eat right. Probably by the end of August, I decided to take a couple of dumbbells to work with me. So I took 2 25-pound dumbbells. And what I do, I have a job where I render out video and I process a lot of media files and stuff like that. And what I'll do 3 or 4 times a day while I'm waiting for something to process or whatever, I'll get out from behind my desk. I'll go get those 2 25-pound dumbbells. Maybe I do some curls with it, or I do overhead presses, or I might do, what else do? I do bent over rows with 25-pound dumbbells, and that's it. And that has been really helping a lot, I think, to keep my muscles in shape. A lot of times when I come home, I usually come home at lunch and cook my lunch, and I'll go out and I have some 40-pound dumbbells out in the garage, and I'll do one set of 24 with of incline bench press or flat bench press. And that's all I do for my chest. So I do like 5 exercises. I do either incline or flat bench presses with 40-pound dumbbells. And then once a day, I'll do about 20 to 24 reps, one set each of biceps, overhead presses for my shoulders, and bent rows for my back. Sometimes I've started doing deadlifts. I'll take the 25 pounds and put one in each hand and just do like 25 or 30 deadlifts. And I do these. It takes me like 1 minute to do each of these exercises. So it's really cool. Like I say, while I'm waiting for a video render or something to happen, I can go do a quick little one set of weights. And that's really cool. That's something else you can do. I think it has helped my health. I think I do feel better because of it. Walking the dog, a little bit of lifting weights, swimming when that's the other thing. Back to swimming. I quit doing the swimming when it got cold. So long about November, I just quit doing that. I could see that the eating was helping, and that just walking was getting it done for me. A little bit of weight lifting, and that's it for the exercise. But now that I'm getting in better shape, I feel more like going hiking. I'll probably start doing more hikes, and I think that will ramp up some of the weight loss too. The goal is 250, 6'2", 250. At that weight, it's still huge, but for me, it works. It's a good weight, and it's I carry that okay. I'm an old football player and farm boy, and so I'm kind of big framed and all anyway. That's my secret, folks. Cost you nothing. Check out these docs, see what you think. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.